Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kristen with Monarch Plans, and I'm going to be doing a plan with me in my Plum paper planner. I actually have a vertical priorities planner that I bought to do some sizing for some stickers, and I've just been experimenting with it the past few weeks. So it's kind of fun to do a little bit of planning in here. Definitely different than my Hobonichi, but I mentioned in some of my videos, and I've mentioned it before on my channel, that I really enjoy experimenting with different layouts and different planners and all of that. So you'll see me kind of dabbling in different planners, different spreads, all of that stuff. Doesn't mean I'm shying away from my Hobonichi. I'm still staying consistent in there, but I'm just going to be experimenting. I think it's kind of fun, and it helps show off, one, my stickers. I am a sticker shop owner, but also it helps people see that there are a lot of different planner layout options out there, and maybe you'll find one that you like better than your current one. So just trying to help people figure out what exactly they want and need, and maybe there's a planner out there that will work better. So anyways, let me just get started. I have a sticker kit here from my shop. It's kit 363. It's like this fun kind of rain, I guess, themed kit, but a little bit brighter colors for April. I have the washi and I have the main kit here, sheet A, and then I also have some additional labels in case I need them. And then I have a freebie from my shop. I just grabbed this because I don't need the full sheet with all of the words on it and all of the days, like multiple times. I just want to use these in the headers because I am going to be doing things a little bit different. I don't sell a vertical kit that is specifically sized for the vertical priorities. There's just not as much demand for this planner, so I don't think that it really makes sense for me to make kits specifically for vertical priorities, but I want to see how it works to maybe try and have like a regular main kit or 7x9 vertical kit and make it work in here. So that is what I'm going to try to do. The only other thing is I have like a scrap here that has some extra numbers on it. So I'll be using these. And if you have any of my kits or you've bought my kits previously, this is just the sheet with the headers. And it always has, like, obviously if you use it for 1 week, you're always going to have leftover numbers. So I tend to keep these around because in situations like this, I need some numbers, but I don't want to have to like buy a whole header sheet. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, is if you do have these extra numbers, keep a couple of them around, the scraps around, because you never really know when you might need them. So I am just going to get started here. So I think I'll start and I'll put down some of this washi. I think I'll put the thick washi here, like in between. Actually, I think that that's okay. Okay, I fixed the sun. There's like a little bit of sun peeking through, but got that figured out, and I feel like it made it drastically darker in here. So hopefully this still looks okay, but we're just going to keep on plugging along. I think the only other thing I'm going to do, and I'll probably do this really quickly, like off camera, is put in the header, like the days of the week, and then the dates, just to get those in there. So let me do that really quickly and I will be right back. Okay, so I have the days of the week in, and you can see those. It's a little hard to see like the date dots themselves just because the pattern of the washi, but they're in there, so at least I have that. And then I think now I want to put my this week sticker in, I guess I'll do it like right here. I think these will just be like reminders for the week, different things, almost like what I would put like on a sidebar. I'll put those up here. I think the only other thing is payday is on Friday, and I think I'll put that down here at the very bottom. And then garbage day is on Sunday. That there, and I will put the little garbage can next to that. So that is pretty much it, I think, for like those bigger things, those bigger weekly things. So I guess what's important now is putting some of the different labels and everything in these different sections. And I have some bigger things happening this week that I'll put some labels in for, but I think a lot of stuff is just like to-do list items. So some of these I'll just be writing in what needs to get done, but let me fill in a few of these labels for some of the bigger stuff. And I think that's pretty much it for like the bigger things going on that deserve labels. So pretty light week. I really don't have a lot of stuff going on for work, which is kind of surprising. Usually it's a little bit busier. I do have some like to-do items, but just not any meetings, which is kind of a big thing. And then my dentist appointment, I'm going to put that here. I know these labels aren't sized for this planner, but I figure at least this is drawing attention to the appointment and doesn't need to be like the whole way across. And then other than that, I think what I might do is put in where there's going to be some like content specifically going up. So I think I guess I'll put it here at the bottom. And then I think on Wednesday, I'll be putting up a monthly plan with me, and I think I'll put that here. It's a little bit hard. I wish there was a way for them to have like the same layout for the weekdays as they have on the weekends. Or actually, I wish the weekends were the same as the weekdays, because it makes it a little difficult when I have like similar things, have to kind of lay it out a little bit differently between a weekday and a weekend. And then I am going to film some stuff. I have this one as well, so I'm thinking maybe I'll do like this. Do it like that. Okay. The other thing that bothers me a little bit is the shading of this planner, and I know it's something that a lot of people talk about, but it really bothers me, like the different colors. And even when you get the neutral one, it's like a purple gray, so it doesn't match even still. I just wish they had a planner that had just like completely plain boxes at the bottom, but that's not going to happen. So also, I'm sorry if you can hear, there's like a lot of traffic going on. I think school just got out, so there's a lot of like really loud cars driving by. So if you can hear like engines and stuff like that, that's why. Also, I just remembered that one of the other things I wanted to put in here was Erin Condren new releases are out on Monday. So I will be getting those. So I have things, new planners to use to size things for my shop. So I'm gonna do that. Okay. And then mini kit Monday, which I think I'll put up here. Okay, so there is that, and let me just start writing some things in. I feel like that's all the labels I'm going to use, but I have just random things that I need to get done. So I'm gonna put in some of those to-do list items, and then I think we should be good. And ultimately, I mean, so far I like how this has turned out other than the shading, but I really like how like the washi turned out. I like the thicker washi here. It kind of adds a little something. And I even surprisingly like this box, even though I had to trim it down a little bit. I think it looks good to cover up that calendar. So we'll see how it looks at the end, but I'm pretty happy with this. I'm trying to think, I'll probably do, I guess, my handwriting. I'm trying to think if there's like a better way for me to write in here a heading or a header. That's kind of like awkward writing on like washi and off of the washi. And then I think this box, I'm just going to use it as meals for the week. So for habits, I want to keep track of how often we're eating at home instead of getting takeout. Movement and an AM routine. I don't have like a super set AM routine, but I would like to at least just try to get some things going, and hopefully I can get into an AM routine by the time like maybe next month. I don't know. So we'll see. But other than that, let me put a few things in, and I guess I'll explain just a little bit. So this top box that's like above this orange line, I want to do more like top to-dos for like more home stuff or top personal to-dos. This middle section is like shop and content stuff. And then this bottom is more like to-do list tasks, and it's not like the highest priority, but just things that need to get done throughout the day. And then underneath here is like health related things in terms of like habits or what type of movement I'm doing. So I'll check off movement up here in my habits, but I would like to keep track of like, did I do 10 minutes of yoga or did I do 30 minutes of walking, all of that sort of thing. And then also keeping track of like how much water I choose to drink, and if there's anything else. Like sometimes if I have a headache, I'll write that down like in my health section, all of that stuff. So let me go through each day, and I'm just going to write a few things. I think for Mini Kit Monday, I need to update the coupons in the shop to make sure they cover the new kits. And then I need to go to the post office that day. In terms of like top things that I need to do for home stuff, I am not quite sure yet. We're like plugging through the weekend right now, and I need to see what I get done throughout this weekend to determine what I need to do on Monday. So far, I don't have anything big that I need to get done on Monday specifically, so we'll see if anything pops up. I am going to put a couple work-related to-do list items down here. I want to make sure I get those things kind of figured out and done. I'll add a few things over here and then move on to my other to-dos. For Monarch plans, I need to do some printing and cutting that day, and then content. I would like to put out a reel, but I'm still kind of in the planning process of what that's going to look like. Again, nothing else up here specific for Tuesday. Usually I'll do like a grocery pickup or something on Monday or Tuesday, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm not going to write that in yet. What I do have over here is Dad's house closing, so I'll be out of the office for a little bit that day because I'll have to drive to his house and get a few things done throughout the day. But other than that, the content I'm planning to post is a monthly plan with me. And then I need to call my dad and my sister that day just to make sure everything looks good on their end with the house stuff. Thursday, I am going to be doing some printing and cutting for my shop again. I have some work projects that I need to do as well, so all of that shop stuff will be in the evening. Again, this is for work. I want to post first half, and then I am doing a big shopping trip on Friday to help get some things for my dad's new house. It's all like the little stuff that you forget about when you move. So it's like dish soap and toilet paper and like some cleaning stuff and all those little things that just like are nice to have as soon as you're moving in. So I need to make that list on Thursday to make sure I grab everything I need to do. And then shopping for dad's house here. I also am going to go to the post office on Thursday, and then on Friday I am filming a few things, so I'll put those here. On Saturday, I'm going to post my May shop calendar so everyone can be prepared for that. I need to edit videos and upload them, and then I think that's pretty much it for Saturday. I really don't have a lot planned for this upcoming weekend just because I have a lot of things going on the week after, so I want to keep it open for things that like need to get done, and that stuff will come up throughout the week. So trying to keep it a little bit lighter throughout the week, so I don't get to the weekend and realize like I have 1,000 things I need to do. And I think the only other thing is that, and then I will put there so I can do my meal plan. And I'm sorry about this sun bar, but in terms of this week, I don't know if there is really anything else other than this one thing. I think that's pretty much it for all the things that I need to write in, and so I'm gonna put this underneath so that sun doesn't get on the page and blind you, but I think that this is all pretty much done, and I'll obviously be adding to it. This bottom section down here at the very bottom is going to stay empty just because, like I said, it's more of like a tracking section. It's not really something that I pre-plan what I'm going to do. So I will have this filled out like each day instead of doing it the day before. But yeah, you can kind of see it's a pretty empty week other than a few like bigger things. So throughout the week I'll be busy, but I'm trying to keep it pretty light just so I'm not overloading myself before a super busy week next week. So overall, I actually really like how this turned out with like the different washi strips and everything up at the top, and then all this other like washi and decor down at the bottom. I really like this planner, but it definitely is challenging from a kit standpoint because the sizing is so weird and so different. So it makes it kind of hard to either create kits or use kits. So that's just something that I have noticed. And as you can see, I haven't really used kits in the past. I used one of my like journaling deco kits here, and that ended up looking really good, and it worked really well to just add a little bit of decoration to the page. But you can see I've used just like a lot of pen and marker and highlighter and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun to experiment with actual stickers and see how it looks, and I think it turned out really well. So anyways, that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and sorry, don't be blinded by this. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.